So I'm curious to know, because the music is so important in this movie, how much of that comes from the script stage? How much of it comes from the work that Robert's doing?
We actually scripted almost a very large majority of that into the script because we realized we were going to go after that music. Normally we would never do that, right? Screenplay, but we're making it so we could. Brandon did a lot of that. He was an 80s kind of a music freak, for lack of a better word. And so he just like loved that part of it. And so we kind of gave that to him and talked about it after the fact. The second part would be when you're in the editing process, when you start laying in tracks and have this love for music that you don't think you're ever going to get. And so you probably can get into that.
Yeah, I remember when I first, when we first had a meeting together, and there were a lot of songs written into the script, and I said, "You don't really want me to put this in the movie, do you? Because we're going to fall in love with it." And they said, "No, go ahead and do that." And I did, and the songs that were written in the script, I definitely put into the film and the corresponding scenes, and added a few other songs that that I thought would be relevant, and
including that porno music in the woods. That
was the least expensive, one of the least expensive songs.
It was like $1. What was the name of the band? Pink Fuzz.
That's the name of the song. Pink Fuzz.
And the coolest story for licensing was we had to send Def Leppard the scene we were going to play Def Leppard on, which is the shot where the first time you see him in El Camino, and where he flexes and gets in the car. And they had a band. They don't sell their music. You rarely never. They're not on iTunes.
Yeah, you cannot get a Def Leppard song.
So they had a band meeting in London, and so we sent them that little scene, and they loved it, and we got the song. That was cool.
So it's really a lot about, sometimes if you're fortunate, people are in a good mood that day, whatever, they say, okay. Oftentimes it doesn't happen that way, and you're SOL. We were on the opposite end of the spectrum, fortunately. It was, we had some constraints that we had to work around, but everybody was really, really, Def Leppard, for example, really, really cool, really liked the film, they dug it, and that more than anything, was what, was our selling point. It wasn't that, I'll give you $50,000 for this, whatever. It was that they really liked the film, they liked the project, they liked us, and they said yes. So we were very fortunate.
Okay.
We spent less than $1 million on the music, more than zero and less than $1 million. Yeah. So